Welcome back. In this video segment we will work through step 18 through 21 of tutorial 3. To start off, we will import from library the operations we created in tutorial 2. That's the spot drill, drill and tap operations. In step 19 we will pocket the slot on the left hand side of the part, and finally backplot and verify the toolpaths. I'm going to right mouse click in the Toolpaths Manager and then select Import. At the very top is a drop down. In tutorial 2 I saved my operations as drill ops. I'm going to select these, and as you can see below there are 3 operations: spot drilling, drilling and tapping, and they're all selected. I'm now going to pick Import, and for this next prompt I'm going to select Yes and then OK. I'm going to move on down and select OK. Our 3 operations have been inserted, but at present there isn't any geometry in either of these operations. What I'm going to do is select the geometry for the first operation. I'm going to pick OK, and in the Drill Points Manager I'm going to right mouse click and add points. I'm going to select OK to this warning. Next I'm going to select Mask on Arc and move on over and select this circle, this hole on the right, and next I'm going to draw a window around the complete part. I'm now going to move on up and select End Selection. Moving over to the left, I'm going to pick the OK. I'm going to pick OK again. Now I'm going to move on up and select Regenerate all selected operations. And as you can see, the X has disappeared. What I'd like to do now is copy this geometry, these 2 points, to the 2 remaining operations. I'm just going to right mouse click, drag it down and drop it over Geometry, and then pick Add. Retain depth values of merge drill points. I'm going to pick No, so I can edit these depths later on. I'm going to pick the geometry again and then drag it down to this last tapping operation and then pick Add, and again I'm going to pick No. Let's move into parameters for the spot drilling. As you can see, it's tool number 3. I'm going to change the length offset to 3. I'm also going to move on down and update the comment to spot drill all 2 holes. Let's move over now to simple drill, no peck. Clearance, retract, top of stock and depth all look fine. I'm going to pick OK. Let's move on down now and go into parameters for peck drill. We're using tool number 4. I'm going to change the offset to 4 and also update the comment to 2. Let's now move over to the second page. The depth I'm going to change to -1.0. I'm also going to go into tip comp. For the breakthrough amount, I'm going to change that to 0.1. I'm going to move on down to the bottom and pick OK. Let's now move into the parameters for tapping. This is tool number 5. Length offset, I'm going to change to 5, and also the comment, I'll update it. Let's move over to the second page. For the depth, I'm going to change it to minus 1.1, so we break through the bottom 100th thou. I'm going to pick OK. Now let's select all the operations and do a regeneration. Everything looks good. Next, let's work on step 19. We're going to create a pocket toolpath for the slot on the left. I'm going to go into Toolpaths, Circle Paths, and then pick Slot Mill Toolpath. Next, I'm going to select this left vertical line for the start of my chain. Everything looks good. Going to move on over and hit OK. For this operation, we're going to use a 1/4 inch diameter end mill. That's tool number 2. I'm going to change the offset to 2, and for the comment, I'm going to input slot milling. Let's move over to the slot parameters page. I'm going to turn the clearance on. I'm going to leave it at 2 in absolute. The retract's turned on at 2 in absolute. I'm going to leave that as is. Feed plane is in incremental at 0.1. That's good. Top of stock is set to 0. And for my depth, I'm going to change that to minus 1.0. I'm also going to enable depth of cuts and breakthrough. Let's now move into depth of cuts, and I'm going to change my maximum rough step to 0.125. Finish cuts, I'm going to leave at 0, and the finish step, I'm going to leave that at 0.05. I'm going to put a check mark against keep the tool down. Everything looks good. Going to hit OK. I'm now going to go into breakthrough and make the breakthrough amount 0.05. I'm going to pick OK. Let's now select rough finish parameters, and the only thing that I'm going to change here is right down the very bottom. I'm going to turn on keep tool down. Everything looks good. I'm going to go and pick OK. I'm going to move on up, select all operations, and let's back plot what we've done so far. I'm going to select back plot. Display tool is turned on and display rapid moves is activated. I'm also going to get an isometric view, do a screen fit, and let's hit the play button. Everything looks good. Going to hit the check mark. Let's now verify our toolpath. Just going to slow the speed down. And now I'm going to hit the machine button. So we're machining around the contour. Next up, we're machining our pocket. using the 1/4 inch end mill to machine out the slot. That completes this video segment. Thanks for watching.